Kia ora Rotorua, I'm Steve Comber. Welcome to the Thursday night edition of City News. Ahead tonight, a Rotorua woman has admitted sending intimidating text messages to a teenage girl. Prime Minister John Key was in Rotorua today, attending a series of engagements, and time to start making plans to receive your seasonal influenza vaccination. Those stories and more just ahead tonight on City News. Well, it's been 2 weeks since Environment Bay of Plenty released its draft regional policy statement, and public comments are beginning to return to the authority. The statement details how the Bay of Plenty's natural and physical resources should be managed over the next 10 years. Environment Bay of Plenty's Policy and Planning Committee Chair Raewyn Bennett said it was the region's most significant resource management document, and she encouraged people to get involved. Comments must be with Environment Bay of Plenty by Thursday the 1st of April. Well, a Rotorua woman has admitted sending intimidating text messages to a teenage girl who is believed to have later taken her own life. The woman sent the texts to a 15-year-old Rotorua girl last year who was allegedly having an affair with her husband. She yesterday pleaded guilty in the Rotorua District Court to a charge of intimidation. And a charge of threatening to kill the 15-year-old was last week withdrawn by police. While we are still officially in summer, Lake's DHB Medical Officer of Health, Jim Miller, is already recommending people start making plans to receive their seasonal influenza vaccination. New Zealand is preparing for a predicted second wave of the H1N1 pandemic. Dr. Miller says from experience in the Northern Hemisphere, it is believed the flu season may arrive earlier than usual this year.
So really the message at the moment is for those high-risk groups, give your GP a ring, either have the pandemic vaccine or wait a couple of weeks and have the vaccine it's got 3 different kinds of flu in it. The
Ministry of Health plans to start the seasonal influenza campaign on the 8th of March. In other news tonight, this week sees females trying to bend it like Beckham as New Zealand football runs Girls and Women's Football Week. Rotomar Primary and Linmore Primary School girls were part of some special sessions on Monday, and as part of the week-long event, a Girls and Women's Six-a-side tournament is being hosted on Saturday by Rotorua United Football Club. Organisers say all women are invited to enjoy the beautiful game, regardless of ability. The week-long event finishes on Sunday. Locals and visitors to Rotorua may have noticed a couple of men working creatively, repainting designs on power boxes in the CBD. They are part of around 10 artists selected by the Rotorua District Council to carry out the street art. And Tane and Chris are depicting in their design the creation of the thermal areas in Rotorua. And Prime Minister John Key was in Rotorua today with a series of engagements that kept the country's leader busy from 10 o'clock this morning. After visiting More FM, the Prime Minister, who is also the Minister of Tourism, was joined by Māori Party's Peter Sharples to visit Te Puia Marae before heading to Western Heights High School and Hayes Engineering. He will be completing his day with a tour of the international facilities at Rotorua International Airport. And on the weather front, overnight tonight, cloudy with drizzle or light rain, light winds with a low 17 degrees. Finishing the week tomorrow, Friday, a few morning showers about, they will clear, weather becoming fine. Southerly winds cooling things off a wee bit too, high 23, low 10. And through to Saturday, fine weather, in fact a good weekend both Saturday and Sunday, with westerly winds a high 24 and a low 13. If you're fishing for the weekend, maybe a bit of trout for tea tomorrow night. Southwest winds 20 knots in the morning, dying out in the evening. Waves rising to half a metre. Showers with fair visibility, and they should clear away in the morning. If you did miss any of tonight's bulletin, don't forget you can watch it again. Simply log on to tvrotorua.co.nz. Click on the View Latest City News link just there on the right-hand side of the main page. And also, for the latest big events around Rotorua in the next week or so, click on the link below that one. Well, stay with us. Still to come tonight, we find out about the Tarawera Ultra Marathon. Mayor discusses the draft regional policy statement, and being a Thursday night, Layla is in to review some more great DVDs for the weekend ahead. City News, we're back right after this.